In the last patch, they said they adjusted the boss invulnerability phases in dungeons. They also adjusted the Path of Blood's rewards. So today, in this video, let's test both of these and see exactly how much this changed. For me, the dungeon that has the most invulnerability phases is going to be the Pit of Anguish or the Cavern of Echoes, so let's check those out. And of course, I hate myself, so I'm going to run this solo real fast. The cutscene of going down is still the same. It doesn't seem like they cut anything off those. This animation's the same too, so I'm assuming the only stuff that got cut would basically be when you're attacking the boss. This part of it's just a tank and spank. It doesn't really have any animation, so they can't have cut anything off this. Okay, here we go. This is where we get the real test against the boss. So the first animation of him being summoned is always skippable, and then normally what's going to happen is as we fight him, and as he takes out the rest of this part is all invulnerable. So what I want to see now, if it's up to me, is no invulnerability phases and me being able to attack him the entire time. So let's see actually what happens. Note to self, this is like the worst boss to solo, but so be it for the video. Okay, here we go. So he's rearing his head back. It looked like he still took damage during his rearing back, and he's still taking damage while coming up. So I think the animation's the same. It just is a little bit shorter, and you can attack him during it, is what it looks like. Okay, he's rearing his head back here, and we're still able to attack him during it. We're not able to hit him then, and we're able to hit him as he's rising. Okay, so there's a very brief invulnerability window, and the rest of it we're able to hit him on during, which is actually an improvement over the previous, it seems like. Okay, so there should be another animation soon. He's almost dead when he goes into the heart type of animation. This one's typically fairly long and annoying, so let's see what ends up happening here. Okay, here we go. This is the animation. It's not skippable. We have to watch it. He goes into the ground, and then he eats us. And now the in between the hearts animation, this part here. So this part's still fairly long, unfortunately. So this animation hasn't got skipped or anything like that. It's like sort of like a loading screen. I don't know if they have to skip it. And then into the heart we go. Now, typically the animations can be long where we're just sitting here attacking the heart for a while. So let's see if that happens again here. Okay, there's the heart down. Now this guy comes down, still can't hit anything, still can't hit anything. Okay, now I can hit it at the end. So they improved, it looks like the spider or the worm at the beginning, but they haven't really improved once you're inside of the worm, it seems like. But let's continue and see what happens here. Okay, so he's down. Now we gotta get to the heart. There's a little bit of delay between it still. So it looks like this part's fairly the same. I'm not really seeing any reduction. If there is a reduction, it's really too small for me to be able to know this off the top of my head. But there was definitely a reduction in the overhead fight. See, this part still has a fairly significant delay to it. And the Maw's about to die here. The Maw is dead, can go straight to the heart. And now we finish off the heart. And let's see if there's still the delay when we're receiving loot after we kill the boss. So we kill the boss here. The boss is now dead. Takes a bit for the heart to explode. The blood goes up. Pit of Anguish complete. Here he comes out of there. We can skip this part. And then the loot should pop right up. Takes a little bit normally for the loot to arrive. There we go. And look at that. We got a feat even on our first run just for the video. That's actually insane. What's crazy is I didn't even realize they actually had Vithu's feat, which I need for my build. So that's literally usable, I think, here. Let's ID it just to find out. Okay, beacons identified. They do have a triple stat row, which is nice. The combat rating stats are brutal, though, but they're better than my other Vithus, so probably end up using them. Okay, let's test the Cavern of Echoes next. In Cavern of Echoes, basically one of the first animation locks we get is this first boss here right after the door. So we kill this big group of mobs, then we open the door, and this will pretty much immediately tell us how much they delayed or decreased the delay. Holy moly, why are these guys so hard? Okay, here we go. We can break the ice now. We can fight the boss. This is supposed to be the boss that has the most delay. So let's see exactly what it looks like. Now we're on the ice. We still have the animation of him crawling and jumping. He doesn't just fall straight down or anything. So they didn't improve that bit. But the part I bet they did improve is when you're falling through the ice in the invulnerability phase during that. Get a few seconds off that. So let's go ahead and see exactly what that looks like. Here we go, fighting the boss. I'll leave this all in the recording so you can see exactly when he drops to the bottom, because it should be fairly soon. It's at like half HP or something like that. My slow-ass barbarian self trying to kill the boss. And should be right around here. Should be dropping any moment. Okay, so we are half right about now. And here we go. So now he stuns me. And I can still hit him. And while he's falling. Okay, so they added it where you can hit him for those couple seconds while he's falling. Other than that, pretty much stays the same. And there was no animation locks here. He just continually does the spam, which is kind of annoying. Let's see the last boss. What's interesting is I can go straight here and break down this and continue. I'm not sure if we had to kill these minions or not before. I feel like we had to kill a small pack of minions before we could actually break that down. You might have been able to just walk straight there, though. I'm not sure. My memory is messing with me here. Places like these with the doors, though, you still have to kill the minions before you can walk straight through. So if they were changing something to make it better, I would just say let us skip all the minions and just go straight to the bosses. But I get why they have this. Okay, and now we're on to the boss. That's mainly the one with the invulnerability timings. Okay, let's see what this boss looks like now. He's underground a lot. We typically can't hit him while he's underground. I don't know if they changed that or not in order to make it quicker, but we're going to find out. All right, here we go. Boss time. Let's see what's going on. So as he's arising, how quickly can I hit him here? So this is still all invulnerable. He's getting out. This is still all invulnerable. See, I feel like we should be able to attack him through all of this, in my opinion. This is all still invulnerability timing. So now we're into the fight. We'll see what happens when he ducks back under the ground. I bet you they didn't change this guy too much, though. I bet they just changed that first boss. That one seemed to be the obvious change. You definitely could hit him when he was falling, and you didn't used to be able to hit him when he's falling. And right there, when he's going under the ground, looked like I could still hit him. So it looks like you can hit him all the way up until when he's underground, but once he's underground, nope. As he's coming back out of the ground, you can attack him immediately, though. That feels new. It feels like it used to be a while before you could attack him coming out of the ground. Going back into the ground, I'm attacking him. Let's see what happens. And I can still attack him all the way until he gets back into the ground, and then he becomes immune to damage again. So they did add, it looks like, more vulnerability timings, like him coming out and going back into the ground. They removed those vulnerability timings, is what I should say, as he seems a little bit more accessible to DPS. Like during the times like this when he's coming out of the ground, you can really nuke him. So for the first bit, the dungeons are factually quicker because now you can attack them when they're going into their invulnerability phase and coming out of their invulnerability phase instead of like the entire animation being locked out of it. For this reason, 4-player groups will have the ability to nuke them significantly faster when you're actually on the boss phases. Not too much else adjusted besides that. Let's move on to the Path of Blood. Path of Blood rewards. Upon completion of a floor, players will now receive gold, experience, and items as reward. You may now skip directly to the nearest boss floor. You'll receive credit and rewards for all of the skipped floors. I've been waiting to record this and do this to actually test it. It does actually skip all of the floors. So if I go to floor 10 now from floor 5 where I was at and defeat it, let's see what happens. I also have a task that asks me to beat floor 7, so we'll get at the same time a chance to see if this is retroactive when it comes to those as well. When you click on it, you can go directly to the next challenge, floor 15. That's a really nice quality of life change. Good job on that one. It does count for beating the Path of Blood previous ones for your quest as well, so you can not worry about that part of it. New items received look like some grays, a couple blues, couple yellows, nothing too significant. Let's look at the experience. We are at 234,000 right now, or excuse me, 2,342,989 experience. Let's go ahead and do one Path of Blood, and we're going to see how much one Path of Blood will give us. Here we go. Let's just one-shot these, finish that. Challenge successful. We'll pick up the gold and the items that were spawned there. We will leave and see what we got. Look like barely 19,000 experience, so you're not getting bonus experience. I think you're just getting experience for the minions killed, as well as the items you receive are from the minions you're killing as well. Completing another boss real quick to see how much the 4 floors behind it were going to be worth in terms of rewards. So we defeat the boss there, get 18,000 experience in each one of those orbs, plus an 82,000 experience chunk, which I'm assuming is the bonus. We will go back to the courts and see where we're at in terms of progression now. If we look at our bag, we are at 2361. We are now at 2499. That would be almost 140,000 experience. We got some, 4 more blues, 2 more grays here. I am currently at a 170% bonus because we're between the very final hell difficulty and hell 7. So I always kind of just wait around for the final hell difficulty. So you will get a little bit less experience in this, 70% less. We have 15 floors left to go. We have received no legendary items, or excuse me, we've done 15 floors, received no legendary items. We have 85 floors to go. Terrible math this morning. 85 floors to go. I'm going to do all of 85 floors and tell you what we got as a reward. Looks like the experience is actually getting higher. I got 110,000 bonus experience from floor 20, another 110 from 25. That is 30 down, another 110. Seems like the experience is staying consistent. Seems to be consistently 110 bonus experience for me for where I am currently at. I'm going to leave now and see what kind of item rewards I received. We are on floor 37 at the moment, and we've received no legendary items yet, but a decent amount of blues, grays, and yellows. There, we got a level from doing this, which is nice. It used to sort of be a waste of time, but now you can actually get levels from doing this. These beams made me think I got a legendary item, though. Speak of legendary items, we got our first legendary item. It was a headpiece on floor 50. I want to point something out real quick. It says your combat rating is adequate for this challenge. It doesn't say like your stats or anything. And I just want to point that out because the whole reason that PvE works is the combat rating system. Basically, combat rating itself is the only stat that matters. And I think it's kind of funny that this new addition to the game basically points that out exactly. It's like, oh, you have the combat rating for it. They don't say anything else about any of the other stats, though. We're getting close to completing this here, and as you take a look, you can see the experience is actually going up. I got 137,000 experience on that one, even though I am higher level now than I was before, so I should be receiving less experience, and I'm getting more. So you do get more and more experience as you climb. What's interesting is some of the stages show yellow icon rewards, some of them show legendary icon rewards. So if we do the legendary one, just like that, we got ourselves a legendary item. So it looks like it is actually tied to the floors. For instance, 50 had a legendary icon, but if you look at like 40 or 30, they do not. So 50 and 80 so far are, however, 85 is not. Now we're on to the final one. It says your combat rating is lower than recommended for this challenge, but we're going to try it anyway. It wants us to be 11,730, but we are 11,567 at the moment. Okay, and with the final boss down, we're going to receive ourselves a third legendary item. We find ourselves with basically a full level after this, and now I'm surprised on exactly how much experience as well as items you get from the Path of Blood rewards. This is actually a pretty good change. Let's ID our rewards and see how good it was for us. It looks like we just got some Essence Mastery items. Overall, these most recent changes are actually pretty good. They're pretty good quality of life changes. I think the dungeon one could be probably expanded upon a little bit, but I'm being a little bit picky. For now, it's a thumb up on these quality of life changes. Let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below on what you want me to look at next. Consider subscribing and liking to this channel for more Diablo Immortal daily videos. See you on the next one.